والسلام على رسول الله وعلى نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل يا رب العالمين. The author rahimahullah, he continues the chapter on al-Hajj wal-Umrah in his book al-Fiqh by Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi. قال: والحلق والتقليم والوطء والقتل الصيد يستوي عمده وسهوه وسائر المحظورات لا شيء في سهوه. He says, as for shaving, so shaving of the hair and clipping of the nails and having intercourse and killing wild animals or killing game animals, it is the same whether they are done intentionally or absent-mindedly, meaning that the penalties or the expiations that we mentioned must be done for these acts if a person does it intentionally or unintentionally or absent-mindedly. So if you cut your nails absent-mindedly, or you shave your hair absent-mindedly, or you kill something, even though it's not on purpose, you kill an animal that you're not supposed to kill, whether it's a hunt something while you're in the state of Ihram, then you must pay or you must do the consequences that were mentioned in the previous classes. As for the rest of forbidden acts, there is nothing due in the case of forgetfulness. So as for everything else, all of the other acts that we mentioned, there is nothing due if there is forgetfulness. So, for example, if you put on a jacket, and we're not supposed to be wearing regular clothing during Ihram, but you put on a jacket by mistake, or you put on something by mistake, or you put some perfume on by mistake, right? Out of forgetfulness, then as soon as you remember, you remove it, and you continue with no expiation, inshallah. He goes on to say, وَكُلُّ هَدْيِ أَوْ إِطْعَامٍ فَهُوَ لِمَسَاكِينِ الْحَرَمِ إِلَّا فِدْيَةَ الْأَذَى يُفَرِّقُهَا فِي الْمَوْضِعِ الَّذِي حَلَقَ فِيهِ وَهَدْيِ الْمُحْصَرِ يَنْحَرُ فِي مَوْضِعِهِ وَأَمَّا الصِّيَامُ فَيُجْزِئُهُ بِكُلِّ مَكَانٍ. And then he says, as for every sacrifice or provision of food that must be given to the poor individuals, it must be given to the poor individuals of the haram. So if you have to give it'am sitta masakin, you have to feed 6 poor individuals, it has to be from those around the haram area. Except for the expiation of shaving or clipping the nails, which may be offered at the place where he shaved. So if you shaved your hair or you clipped the nails, then you can offer the expiation for that at the place where you did it. So if you're on the way, for example, to Makkah, then you can offer it there, inshallah. And the sacrifice of al-muhsar, the one who is prevented from proceeding the haram or prevented from completing his Hajj or Umrah, then he must sacrifice in the place where he is. So where he is prevented, then he should sacrifice his animal there if he's able to, if he has one. As for fasting, it is valid anywhere. So those that are doing fasting for their expiation, if that is applicable, then you can fast anywhere. It doesn't have to be in or out of the haram, etc. Then the author, rahimahullah, he goes on to a new chapter, and he says, and this is now going to be starting the chapter of Bab Dukhuli Mecca, the chapter of entering into Mecca. And this is proceeding to the performance of the Ihram. He says, يستحب أن يدخل مكة من أعلاها ويدخل المسجد من باب بني شيبة لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم دخل منه. He says, it is preferable to enter Mecca from its north side, from the north side, and to enter the Masjid al-Haram from the gate of Bani Shayba, since the Prophet ﷺ entered through or from that gate. فإذا رأى البيت رفع يديه وكبر الله وحمده ودعا. And when he sees the Kaaba, he raises his hands, saying Allahu Akbar, and he praises Allah the Almighty, and he supplicates. And this is for the one that sees the Kaaba for the first time when he is making his trip for Hajj or for Umrah. And the raising of the hands has been reported by some of the Sahaba, such as Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anh. However, it cannot be authentically traced back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, we'll continue with the rest on Monday, inshallah. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in.
What about the ladies? Ladies can wear the jacket?
Ladies can, yes, ladies. So as we mentioned before, the ladies, the wearing of the garments and clothing, that rule doesn't apply to them. So they can wear the jacket, they can wear pants, they can wear anything, yes. They can wear anything.